Hey, and welcome back, family, to another episode of Funday. We are live from the recteq worldwide headquarters in picturesque Evans, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. This show is dedicated to you and making sure that you guys are prepared for the holiday season and that you get the most out of your recteq pellet grill, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a lot of questions, I know, so put them in the comments section. We'll get to them at the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. But as always, we got to say what's up to our chefs. We've got Chef Greg Muller here. We've also got Chef John Pennell, and they are going to cook up some delicious holiday treats, right, gentlemen? Shoot, yeah. All right, John, what do you got going on for us today?
So today I'm going to be doing a new take on an old classic. I'm going to be doing some bacon and green bean casserole. Ooh. I know, it's going to be good. Not to be outdone by some holiday giblet gravy. Both recipes available at recteq.com.
Ooh, and you're using those new products available right now on the website, right, my man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
And then Chef Greg, not to be done, but you're gonna show them the main dish,
We're
right?
going to talk all things turkey. We're going to show you how to spatchcock this bird. Most importantly, we're going to show you how to utilize this Holiday Celebrations Poultry Brine to have the most moist, juicy, delicious turkey. Most importantly, harvest that backbone to give to Chef John to amplify that gravy up.
Let's go.
Let's
go. That's what
Well,
I'm
I
talking
love
about.
the coercion. Cohesion,
Yes,
right?
sir.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
that's the right word. Yeah, that's the right word.
We can make it up if it's not. It's okay.
But, okay, awesome. So you guys are going to show the ladies and gentlemen out there how to get the most out of their recteq pellet grill.
For sure.
Now, Chef Greg, you don't have a lot of stuff going on.
Super simple, yeah.
Okay.
No, turkey does not have to be complicated. First of all, it doesn't need to be dry, right?
Right.
So one of the things when you're buying your bird, a couple things. So this is a whole turkey. This was already frozen, so we did thaw this out about 5 days ago. So most importantly, know when you're cooking your turkey and get it out of the freezer in enough time to thaw. This one here on the label too, you can look, they're all different as far as how much solution and sodium they have in them. So this one already contained about a 3% solution, and that's really, really important as we talk about brines. Not all turkeys are created equal. So you might have a turkey breast that contains 13 or 15% solution. So if you brine that, it might be a little too salty, right? Or if you're doing a turkey roast or loaf, it could be 24% solution. You're paying a lot for salt water that's not really flavor, but what is flavor is this right here. So you can find this right now at recteq.com, the Holiday Celebrations. This is the poultry brine. This is gonna make 2 gallons of brine. Okay, now if you're making 1 gallon, you'll use half, but there's right about 2 cups of volume in there. So to make measuring easy, this bucket is pretty simple for me. So I'm going to add 4 quarts of almost boiling water, and that's also 1 gallon. Okay?
But Chef Greg, I thought you said it was a 2-gallon mix.
Yeah. And I'm going to add about 1 gallon of ice.
Oh, you
Damn.
did.
I did answer that.
So this is the perfect mix of sugar, salt, onion, garlic, and kind of my secret ingredient here to really amplify everything holiday is ginger.
Okay.
Right? It's a spice that is kind of like a little more delicate, but it's one of those that just lingers and gives really good sweetness to the food. Now, what you don't want to do is take your turkey and put it into this right here, because what's going to happen is you're going to poach your turkey and create an unsafe condition. Yeah. That's not how we roll around here, right? But you want to give an opportunity to kind of dissolve the sugar, dissolve the salt, and kind of hydrate and warm up all of those herbs and spices in there for maximum flavor. So now we're going to go ahead and add in about 1 gallon of ice.
How do you measure a gallon of ice?
It's pretty simple. So I'm going to go up to 8 quarts. Right there. Okay?
Boom.
I don't need to be a smart man. I just need to know how to read. So 4 quarts is 1 gallon. So we've got that in there. And what we want to do is mix that up and allow that to cool down. Now, if you don't have enough ice at the house, that's fine. Leave this on the counter, let it get cool, put it in the fridge. Just make sure this is at 40 degrees or below before you put your bird in the brine.
I just have an issue with having a large enough container. So this is a tip for everybody out there. Make sure, if you're thinking about brining your bird, if you want to get this, get yourself a large enough brining container. Because not a lot of folks have a bucket, just to brine their turkey. But would that work, Chef Greg?
Absolutely. You can also use a brining bag and then put that inside of a large cooler and put ice around the outside of that too. These work perfect for a 45-quart cooler.
That's exactly how I do it.
But if you're not spatchcocking your turkey, you guys are missing out. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just follow along.
It sounds kinky.
Some awful turkey as kids. We didn't own a recteq back then,
Yeah.
right? Maybe my mom could have been a good cook if she had a recteq. This is like a gigantic bowling ball. So if you cook this, especially if you're a stuffer, you're creating like an impenetrable surface for cooking. So you're going to dry out your breast, you're going to dry out your legs and thighs. By the time the inside's warm, gone.
National Lampoons.
Kick that recipe to the curb. So you've got your whole bird. We're going to flip it over, right? So you got your breast, your legs, your wings. You're going to flip it over to kind of expose that backbone right here. Okay, and it's pretty simple. We're just going to cut it out. You can use knives or shears, and we're just going to mark it so I kind of know where I have to cut.
Knives and shears available at recteq.com.
It's up to you if you want to use a knife or shears. I prefer a knife. Honestly, I stand it up, and that way I can kind of hold on to the top of the bird. Okay, and if you're worried about moving around, you can put a towel underneath. That's fine. But I'm going to cut one side with a knife and then one side with shears. And again, if you're worried about it, make sure you get the neck and the giblets and stuff out because Chef John needs those.
Sure do.
For context, Chef Greg, how big is this turkey?
This one is 17 pounds.
Thank you.
Okay, so write down, nice sharp knife, and open up. Okay. Now I can repeat, or I can just use shears. Pretty simple. And you're just going to kind of make small cuts around.
Yeah, and for those of you with not great knife skills, shears are definitely going to be the way to go. You know, like go ahead and just make a good purchase. Get yourself a good pair, and yeah, they'll be much safer and easier for you to handle.
And I learned with knives, so I always find shears a little like clunky, but whatever works for you. Now this does not go in the trash.
No.
Okay? Especially if you're cooking chickens throughout the year. Spatchcock your chickens and save those. Put them in the freezer, and like a week before Thanksgiving, go ahead and roast that off in the recteq and make your turkey stock. And that way, it's one less thing you have to do. But John will show you all about that.
Lots of delicious protein in there.
Yeah,
So sometimes you got some gobbledygook on the inside. This fat, you're not going to eat it. You're not going to use it. Just get rid of it. Okay? Now this bone in the middle is the keel bone. We're just going to kind of notch the knife in the middle there, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay? And remember, we had a bowling ball before. No moss. Okay? You got to give a little CPR. Break that breastplate. Okay? And now when we cook, this is going to lay nice and flat. So you can see the legs and thighs are about half as tall as the breast. So that's going to give us an opportunity to perfectly overcook the legs and thighs. Take these probably closer to 190 degrees and leave that breast meat right at 165. Brining couldn't be easier. I just take legs up right in the bucket. And this is going to go in the fridge for right about a pound per hour. Okay?
I love it, Chef Greg.
There is enough
osmosis
salinity in here. What's going to happen is the bird is going to absorb all of that flavor, but it has to kind of pull the moisture out of the meat first. It kind of mixes with the brine and then sucks back in. A couple of food safety things: never reuse a brine. So when I remove this from that turkey, that brine is gone down the sink. Yeah. Don't reuse it. Don't drink it. Don't cook it. You're not making gravy with it. Okay, it goes in the trash. About a pound an hour. Take it out, dry it. We're going to season it up with that delicious Holiday Celebrations Poultry Rub.
Yeah.
That's all we got to do.
Yeah, you got the.
Could be an easier.
You got two easy entries there, Chef Greg. Both the brine and the rub. Those are amazing. Available now.
I love it. I love how he broke it down like Professor Wizard.
Don't overcomplicate Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
keep it simple.
All right, now Chef John, you're going to show us the giblet gravy.
Yes.
You're also going to show us the prep for your bacon green bean casserole.
I know. All right, so I picked green bean casserole because it's my favorite side dish.
It's quintessential. Americana.
I absolutely love it. It has to be at every Thanksgiving that I attend. And the giblet gravy, I get a lot of questions about gravy. Do you make it from scratch? Do you buy it? When I can, I always try to make it from scratch. Now, you know, do not snort your nose up to some instant gravy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you have to do with your life, hey, that's what you have to do.
Hey, a gravy packet
I'll turn my nose up to those people all I want to, John.
A gravy packet or an au jus packet goes a long way to kind of add a little more flavor and viscosity.
Shout out Rick Carnes.
Lacking.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so what we have here, let's just go over the ingredients real quick. We have onion, carrot, celery.
Oh, what's that called?
A mirepoix. We have a little AP flour. Now, if you ever hear AP flour, it stands for
Adrian Peterson?
All-purpose.
Oh,
all-purpose flour.
I was a sports fan.
I have some turkey necks and gizzards, chicken gizzards right here. We got some chicken stock. We have an assortment of our new rubs. Man, these things are great.
Holy
we got the
smokes.
cayenne pepper right here. That bacon salt, don't sleep on it. That black pepper, and then the Colden's freaking Greek. You can't make holidays.
That's right, folks. We've got like basic ingredients nowadays. You can take both the savory salt and pepper pack and the bring on the heat pack.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can make your own rubs out of the 4
I love it.
seasonings that come in that. It was
I love
absolutely
that.
amazing.
And if you
so
have a
glad.
favorite rub you want to change a little
That's
bit,
right.
just add a little to it.
I'm
right?
so glad that we finally just got basic seasonings that we can offer, and these are amazing, fresh, made right here at the US of A seasonings. So I love it.
All right, so I just want to get a quick dice on that. I hope you guys saw that, how I diced that onion up. I want to show y'all how I cut up a piece of celery. Now, I like to cut the celery into strips, real easy. Now, for this gravy, you could do a rough chop. You don't have to have the perfect cuts. Chef Greg's not going to be judging you on your knife skills.
I could.
So you could just get a rough chop on there.
Love that.
Right? Easy peasy, lemon
Just consistent
squeezy.
size, right?
That's right.
That's the only tip. You
That's
want to keep
right.
them consistent size. To
And why is that, Jody?
well, you want them to cook all at the same time.
That's right, my man, my man.
And do this stuff ahead of time, right? Like,
That's right.
cut all your vegetable up on Monday or Tuesday before the holidays. You don't want to work that hard on Thursday,
No,
right?
you
want
really
to
don't.
enjoy your friends and family. So, like, get this done, prepped. You can put it in little zip-top bags in the fridge. You're good to go.
All right, guys. Now, carrots can be a little tricky because they're round and they have a tendency to roll.
Like a cucumber.
So what you want to do is you just want to take it and you just want to flatten one side out with your chef knife, right? See how that side's flat? Now it's not going to go anywhere, right? So now I can like cut it into little strips without worrying about cutting my fingers, right? And then I could dice those little strips up.
Man, you are knocking out some accessories available on the website right now, Chef John.
That's
Speaking of
right.
that, speaking of those accessories available now, which one would you say helps you in the kitchen the most in the holidays?
I'm so glad that you said that, Jody. The mesh.
You had it on deck.
I did. The mesh grill mat is a super handy tool, and let me tell you why. So as I'm chopping these vegetables, now I went ahead. You can't get smoked chicken gizzards anywhere. Like I've checked, you can't do them, so you have to do them yourself. So I went to the
Amen.
store. I found some turkey necks that were already smoked. I got some gizzards, and then I put them on the grill mat, Jody, and put them straight in the grill. Let them smoke for about an hour on low. Pull them off.
What pellets were you using?
Oh, I was using that oak blend.
The new
baby.
oak blend.
That's right.
Oh, I
I
love
love
it.
that stuff. You got to get it. Smoked them out for about an hour, pulled them off, sliced them up, and that's why that's my favorite accessory right there. But once we have a small dice on these carrots, right, we're good to go. Now all of our prep for this dish is pretty much ready. We're going to be going out to the grill, and I will be showing y'all how to put all this together. Not to be outdone, though. I still got the green bean casserole. I want to show y'all real quick. Taylor, come on over here. Let me tell them the ingredients.
Love that.
So what we got here, guys and gals, is some fried onion topping. You know, your favorite brand, right? We also have the new, not to be outdone, that pork rub. This stuff is absolutely delicious. And that sriracha powder. Some diced onions, heavy cream, some bacon, Parmesan cheese, your favorite 2 mushrooms. I'm using portobellos and button whites. We got some frozen green beans, and then I got some cream of mushroom soup and some sherry.
Oh,
You
that,
can't
that
have
sounds delicious.
green bean casserole without, like, condensed cream mushroom soup.
You gotta get it. And actually, shout out to Campbell's because they actually stepped up their game up and they make a roasted garlic and cream of mushroom soup now.
Yep, there's a lot of
It's
new
fire.
varieties out there.
It's fire. All right, so the bacon, just go ahead and get your favorite bacon. I like the thicker bacon for this, and we're just gonna slice it, right? Just gonna slice it. Rough chop on this because it's all going to cook down when we go out to our cast iron pan.
And besides the onions, you know, this is really the only kind of prep that you need to do right now, right?
That's it. And y'all already saw me chop the onions, so this is super easy, right? We're going to get this.
Yeah,
I
get
love
your
how
bacon
you're-
good and cold. Make sure that knife is good and sharp. It'll make your life
That's right.
super easy.
And when it's no cross-contamination here because all this is getting cooked, right? We're not serving any of this raw stuff, so all you out there are like, oh my God, he's cutting mushrooms on a board he just cut bacon on. No worries.
I mean, technically, bacon is cured.
That's
right?
true.
So,
Good-
like,
good point,
if you want to
Chef
get into
Greg.
the science of it, John,
Good
I got your
point.
back.
Thank you. See, hey, Professor Wizard's got my back, y'all.
And remember, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comment section down below. When we go outside and start tasting up some of this delicious food, we'll get right to those questions, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you share this video all over the internet.
Please.
Yeah.
All right, Jody, and that's it. That's the prep for these 2 dishes. That's all you guys and gals have to do. And then we're going to head on out to the
Holy
grill.
smokes.
But we're talking about these new seasonings. I'm telling
Love that.
you, I still love that buckshot blend.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff is amazing. I hope that you guys have a chance to try it.
And again, it's not just for hunters. We've got the new buckshot blend, and then we've got the 10-point sauce available now at recteq.com.
Yes, sir.
It goes along with those oak blend pellets. But speaking of those oak blend pellets, the 10-point sauce,
Yes,
and
sir.
then the buckshot blend, we used all of that stuff in Knoxville, Tennessee. Chef John and myself got to go with Josh and Devin and Shannon to Knoxville, Tennessee with our friends at Meat Eater, and I want you guys to check out that little visit we had.
Shoot, yeah.
Hey, what's up, family? We're here in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee for the Tennessee-Alabama game today. We're here with our friends at Meat Eater. We're gonna feed this entire tailgate community with some delicious bison. Make sure you stay tuned and check it out. Thank you to our friends at Meat Eater for inviting us to the Tennessee River for the third Saturday in October. Tennessee versus Alabama, baby. We're here in Knoxville, Tennessee at Calhoun's on the river. If you're ever in Knoxville, you got to check out Calhoun's. They have absolutely amazing barbecue. But you could see this setup. One of the nicest tailgates I have ever been to. Nothing but the best for the recteq family. We're in Tennessee, so we had to take a shot of that Tennessee sipping whiskey before we get to cook. We season these beautiful deer loins up with that buckshot blend seasoning. We also marinated them in some of that 10-point sauce. You can see Chef John marinated some of these chicken wings in that 10-point sauce. They did not disappoint. They were absolutely amazing off the bullseye. Here we are loading up those loins. We could not fill up that recteq Flagship XL, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Chef John being featured on SEC Network. That's right, his bison Brunswick stew was featured on SEC Network, and he's cooking it in the bullseye, you can see there. We served up over 1,000 of these bison Big Mac tacos. They were absolutely amazing. If you ever get a chance to try bison or venison, you've got to give it a whirl. Everybody that came by got some swag and some delicious food, but don't take our word for it. Take my man's word for it right here.
Is it good?
It's outstanding.
Great.
Outstanding.
Boys,
Yes.
we served over 1,000 portions.
Yep.
Here in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee. I think it's time for a celebration.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, shout out to all the tailgaters that brought us all of these delicious treats. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all.
The folks of Knoxville and then the fans of Tennessee are just so gracious.
So gracious.
All right, so here's to you, Knoxville. Thank you for being so kind to us, for allowing recteq in your town to tear it up for a little bit. Here you go, boys.
Cheers. Cheers.
Go Dogs.
Tastes like Tennessee.
Hey, what's up, family? We're here in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee for the Tennessee-Alabama game today. We're here with our friends at Meat Eater. We're gonna feed this entire tailgate community with some delicious bison. Make sure you stay tuned and check it out. Thank you to our friends at Meat Eater for inviting us to the Tennessee River for the third Saturday in October. Tennessee versus Alabama, baby. We're here in Knoxville, Tennessee at Calhoun's on the river. If you're ever in Knoxville, you got to check out Calhoun's. They have absolutely amazing. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen, but we had an absolute amazing time in Tennessee. Shout out to the Tennessee fans, but the Alabama fans, they didn't get enough love. They were absolutely amazing as well, even though they lost that game. But shout out to our friends at Meat Eater. We really do appreciate you guys for inviting us and everybody that hung out with us at the tailgate. We had a blast. All right, we're back outside. Guys, tell us a little bit about what we got going on and what grill we're going on.
Yep, so I've got the Flagship XL. We're burning those oak pellets right now, 325 degrees, because I want this to be a perfectly crispy turkey. So after you take it out of the brine, I like to towel dry it, paper towels, throw your seasoning on, put it back in the fridge for right about, maybe 6 hours or so. Overnight is fine. And then we're trying to dry out the surface, because John always says, that moisture is the enemy of crispy.
He's listening. He's listening.
Hey,
He's
man,
listening.
you have to, right? And I also love the large cutting boards. I put it on a big baking sheet. That way, if there's any juice, it's all kind of contained. Keeps things super simple. We've got that poultry rub on here.
Yes, sir.
And all we have to do is put it on the grill.
Love it. And what grill are you on right now, Chef Greg?
We've got the Flagship XL. Now, these are two big, like 17 to 20 pound turkeys. This is mounted on that off-road kit. Now, I could definitely put a second shelf in here, put all my casseroles on. But again, we've got two 17 to 18 pound spatchcock birds on here. And don't look at that, right?
Great context. Thank you for that, Chef Greg. I was going to ask you how big those birds were. That way the folks out there in recteq land
and most
can get an
importantly,
idea.
Plenty of headspace. We could put that second rack in here, and I cook all my casseroles at the same time. I could easily fit 4 9 by 13 pans in there. But if you're looking, you ain't cooking, close the lid, This is going to take right about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, 35 minutes. Internal temp, right about, the government says 165. Pull it at like 160. It'll be fine.
Yep.
And yeah, couldn't be any easier.
I love it. I love it, Chef.
But I love that bad boy on that new off-road kit.
that thing can go places, Jody.
A lot of folks don't know about it. It's
That's right.
available now
That's
on the
right.
website, recteq.com. But again, it allows your grill to go anywhere,
That's what I'm saying.
like beyond your backyard.
So like 4-wheel drive that you have for your truck for your grill.
Grass, gravel, rock, or sand, it can go over it all.
That's what I'm talking about, my friend.
All right, John, what do you got going on?
All right, so I got the B380X Bullseye Deluxe. We're rocking it out. I went ahead and threw our Mirepoix on here. Now I want
Yum.
to give a quick shout out to
Smells delicious.
Bacon Up, that delicious bacon grease. Now I put the bacon grease in here, and this is going to act as my lubricant, right? So I'm going to start to cook these down until the onions start to become translucent.
Okay.
Once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and add my smoked turkey necks and my giblets in there,
I wish people could smell it right now, Chef John.
right? And we're just going to let this do its thing for a minute. We really want to render out all of that delicious fat out of the turkey neck, let some of that smoke penetrate the onions and the Mirepoix in there. So we're going to put a lid on that bad boy, and then we're going to come right over to my cast iron pan, right? See how I can get both of them right next to each other? Plenty of room. on
22
the
inches, baby.
Bullseye Deluxe. So we're going straight in with our bacon first. Now this is for our green bean casserole, right? Our bacon and green beans. So we're going to render out the fat in this bacon, and we're just going to let it start to cook down. This is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes for it to start to cook down. And we're just going to go ahead and shut the lid. We're going to come back to this in just a minute.
We need like grill-o-vision for like
I know.
the sizzle and the
The
smell.
smell,
Man.
right? You got to get that smell.
Elon's
Super tasty.
on it, guys. I promise you.
All right,
right.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what else we got, Chef John?
Okay, I've already got some stuff done, but I wanted to take you guys through that process. So the next thing we're going to be doing for that gravy is we need a thickening agent. So that AP flour that we have, we're going to sprinkle it all over top of the gizzards, the necks, the onions, the Mirepoix, right? And make sure that it is well absorbed inside that pot. That means that there's no little white flaky things anywhere. Come on over, Taylor. We're going to dump her in.
Hey, the new trend is to use that sourdough discard to thicken
okay.
up that stuff this year. I saw that on the internet.
Right, now when you guys and gals add this stuff, now you see how there is an ample amount of bacon up in there?
Yum.
Like that grease at the bottom, that's what you want to see, right? So we're just going to shake some in here. Now remember, these recipes are available at recteq.com. You can go to the website, look it up, Holiday Giblet Gravy, and it will pop up.
And where can they learn more about you, Chef John? The folks out there love you. They
Oh.
love Chef Greg as well. Where in the heck can they find you on the internet?
We love you guys and gals out there too. All y'all have to do is follow me. Just look up Chef John Pannell, Pannell. My big, brown, beautiful face will pop up and just
Oh,
hit
Lord.
follow. All social media.
Oh, Lord. Cheese
What
and
about you,
crackers.
Chef Greg?
Yep, you can find me on all social media at Chef Greg Muller. Yeah, pretty much YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
it.
everywhere. Most importantly, you can email us here. I am Chef Greg at recteq.com. He is Chef John at
right.
recteq.com.
That's right.
And don't forget Jody Flanagan at recteq.com. We're here for you guys.
That's right.
Sorry, I'm over here kicking the tires of this bad boy.
It's like an off-road lift kit. I'm
All right,
kind of
Taylor,
jealous.
Don't go anywhere, man.
Where are the
'cause we're in-
torsion
we're in
bars
the-
at?
We're in it right now, okay? So I've got some chicken stock, right, or chicken broth. Now you can see how all of that flour has been absorbed, right? There's no like white parts of the flour. It's kind of turned into this paste. That's
Ooh,
perfect.
yeah.
So what we want to do now is we're going to take our chicken stock and we're just going to fill this up.
Now, is there any alternative, John?
You could use, really you could use whatever you want. Because I'm trying to do a turkey gravy, I'm going to use chicken stock. But if you wanted to do like beef stock, you could use your beef trimmings. That would be totally appropriate for a beef gravy.
Like, good tip now, go now to the grocery store, buy those turkey wings, go buy those turkey necks, throw them in your own freezer.
There you go.
Because in a couple weeks, they're not going to be there. You're going to wish you have them, you can make your turkey stock
Hey,
now.
because Chef John's already got 4 or 5 of them stashed, I'm telling y'all.
Well, John's making us gravy today for Thanksgiving.
They were
Don't-
looking at me crazy when I went to get all this stuff, Chef Greg. Now, it's going to be much easier. Make sure you have the right tools for the job. It's going to be much
Mise
easier
en
if you have a
place.
whisk, right? And you just want to break this up. Now, as this starts to come to a simmer, it's going to start to thicken up, and you're going to want to stir or start to whisk this, okay? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Chef Greg. So you're going to want to whisk this as it starts to thicken up. The more it simmers, the thicker it's going to get. Now you want it to come to a simmer. If it doesn't come to a simmer, it's going to taste very floury, right? That's the key to this gravy, and then the gravy's done. That's all
And John,
we have to
if
do.
you didn't have a grill, you could obviously do this on the stovetop,
Yeah, but
right?
it wouldn't taste as good. It wouldn't taste as good. Those oak blend pellets are really giving it a delicious
Yes.
flavor.
Yes,
Delicious
my man.
flavor. All right.
Chef John, speaking of coming up, I just got a notification that our turkey breast is within 5 degrees
Let's
of our set
go.
point. I've got this grill fired up to our recteq app. It's the best grilling app on the market right
That's
now.
right.
Our set point is 165. We are right about 160 on there, and that's kind of my turkey is getting perfectly ready to come out. It should get a notification just a little bit. We call it the get off the couch alarm. That way you don't burn your food, and you want to be prepared. I've got my BFS, my big freaking spatula right here. I can go ahead and get that turkey out, and we're right at 160. Just another minute or two, we'll be at temp, we'll let it rest, and it's going to be the most amazing turkey you've ever seen.
Now, Chef Greg, you've got a lot of capacity still left in this bad boy. Open it up one more time to show the
Absolutely.
folks. You can actually add that extra interior shelf.
For sure, you can easily fit 4 9x13 casserole dishes in there. And again, since we're cooking at 325 degrees, that's hot enough to roast all of your sides without it being overly smoky.
There you
And one
go.
of the things we recommend too, especially if you want crispy skin, which quite frankly is like my favorite part of Thanksgiving other than the sausage dressing.
Yeah.
Find that recipe at recteq.com as well. But 325 is going to give you a bird that looks like this. And speaking of this, we're right at 162. Well, oh, look at all that juice right there.
Chef
We're going to go
Greg.
ahead.
Well, you guys are going to see that in just a second. Right now, speaking of capacity, let's check out this post from one of our awesome recteq family members. All right, folks, this is the welcome to our Grab Life by the Horns post of the month, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we highlight an amazing viewer submission. Now, you guys and gals didn't know about this before, okay? So don't feel bad. This week we grabbed an awesome post that we saw on one of our Facebook groups. If you're not part of the recteq Facebook groups, you ladies and gentlemen are really missing out, so make sure you do that. Shout out to the YouTube folks out there today as well. But I'll let you know how to get your post featured in just a little bit. But this month's feature is Mr. Josh Woods. Shout out Josh. His post is absolutely amazing. Look at his setup right there. Nice clean grill. I like that. The reason why we like Josh's post is because it clearly shows the capacity of his grill, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the before, during, and after there. These pictures are clean, clear, and they're well lit. Shout out to Josh for this awesome post and for being a part of the recteq family. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to see your post displayed here on Funday in the future? All right. There's a couple of things that you have to do. Of course, when you're posting on social media about your recteq, as we all know that you do, you need to post clear, clean, and crisp photos. Make sure that they are well lit so we can see what's going on inside and outside of the grill. But most importantly, make sure you use the hashtag FundayRT. All right, hashtag FundayRT. I want you guys to put that into your brain every time you post, besides hashtag recteq and then hashtag recteq lifestyle. So we can find it. Use hashtag FundayRT, all right? And you can end up just like our buddy Josh here, and everybody can see your clean grill and how awesome your backyard setup is. We really do appreciate you, Josh. All right, we're going to head back to the recteq deck. Let's get back out here. These chefs are anxious to get their food off. Go ahead,
Yes,
Chef
sir.
Greg. I'm sorry to interrupt you
You're
there.
good. We got that thermometer probe out of here. Turkey is super juicy and delicious. And again, that BFS is going to make that life super simple. Also, don't sleep on those cotton gloves. You can put those underneath your nitrile gloves, and it kind of gives you like barbecue superhero strength to take hot food out of the grill. And most importantly,
Shoot,
let
yeah.
this rest. We'll let this turkey rest for easily 35, 45 minutes, okay? I don't cover my turkey, right? If you put a lid on it, it's gonna get steam in there.
Yup.
I'm not a fan.
This thing
No.
looks great.
Just leave it alone. And this is why people can kind of walk around and admire how good this looks. And that way, the person cooking all the sides, they're under the stress right now.
That's right.
Okay?
I am.
Right?
I'm under the gun.
John is under the gun to get the sides done. This is just going to relax. So most importantly, let it rest, because if I were to cut this right now, all of the moisture and steam in there is going to come out, and that's really where you get
Love that.
dry turkey.
That's
right?
it.
Let
Yes,
it
sir.
rest. So perfect insurance. Go ahead and spatchcock your bird, brine your bird, let it rest. Chef John, smelling delicious over
All
there.
right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit these with the new seasonings. I've got that recteq bacon salt, so that's going to go into the gravy, right? Again, these recipes are available at recteq.com. I got the black pepper. We're going to go with some black pepper in the gravy.
And I like adding that black pepper to Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. I also like adding it to the honey rib rub.
Oh, hey, good call, Jody. I love that. And then last but certainly not least, we put a bay leaf in there. We're going to hit it with that Colden's Freaking Greek. I love this for the holiday. This is probably one of my favorite holiday spices that we have. It goes
Sell a lot during this time. It's got a lot of herbs in it.
It really does. It goes great. All right, so we're just going to mix all this in, right? And we're going to put the lid back on it. Right? Now, time is our friend on the grill here. We want this just to simmer and take in as much of that smoke as possible. Taylor, don't go anywhere because we're going to go ahead and take these mushrooms.
Ray taught me to start your gravy the first thing that you do in the morning.
That's it.
That way the whole entire house smells amazing.
And it gives that gravy proper time to mix all those ingredients together.
Yes, sir.
You know? All right, so I went ahead and dumped my mushrooms in there. The onions had gotten translucent, right? And these mushrooms are going to cook pretty fast. Right? We just want them really to absorb all that bacon, all that deliciousness, and we're going to come back to this in just a second. So while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and get my cream of mushroom soup out. I'm going to go ahead and grab my green beans.
It's my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah,
people need
right,
to make
Chef
green
Greg?
bean casserole more times throughout the year.
They really do.
Like,
They really
I think
do.
embrace like 50s supper club meals.
That's right.
This is one of them.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Like
yourself.
meatloaf and green bean casserole. Like,
All right, so we didn't go crazy with this, right? Just cream of mushroom soup. And it doesn't matter which brands you get. Shout out to Publix. This is what they had. You know. So we're just going to dump it in here.
Yeah, this is so Americana, it's absolutely crazy.
Right, so this is at all y'all's houses, right, for Thanksgiving?
Yes, sir, of course.
Chef Greg, yeah? Because I know your house is kind of finicky.
I'm the only one that eats this at my house.
Oh, no, Chef Greg.
Let's
That
hear it
and
up,
it's
boy.
it's the cranberry relish, like the stuff that
Yum.
comes out of the can with the ridges.
Oh, man, you love that?
Dude, it's disgustingly delicious. It's not Thanksgiving without that.
I love it, Chef Greg. All right, so we hit it with a little garlic paste, a little bit of heavy cream. We're going to hit it with that holiday pork rub.
I like the little
for pork.
characters
Yeah.
on front of here, too. You guys check that out.
Shout out to our graphic designer.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Gotta make it fun.
We're going to hit it with an ample amount.
It's got some good color to it.
It really does,
I love the
bud.
And just
texture
because
of
we
this
label
rub.
things for poultry or pork doesn't mean that they're not appropriate for other things as well. Taste
right.
them. They're good for all sorts of stuff.
And this is that sriracha powder.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I wasn't sure about this. I'm not going to lie to y'all when I used it, but it came out phenomenal.
So good.
This will be your favorite holiday recipe for sure.
Speaking of that, what is your favorite holiday dish, Chef John?
Green bean casserole. Green bean casserole has to be at all of my holiday events. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of them, Jerry.
What about you, Chef Greg? What's yours?
Gotta be grandma's eggnog.
Ooh, grandma's eggnog.
Yum.
It's a little bit non-traditional, but like if you are an eggnog aficionado, once you make it from scratch, and we've got a great video and a recipe for that. That is my go-to around the holiday season. It's almost time to start cracking some eggs, and as my grandma would say, you got to beat the hell out of them.
All right, into the pool, as Chef Greg said, everybody goes, right? So we've got that onions, we've got that bacon grease, we got the bacon in there, we got the mushrooms in there.
You got Taylor the Mediterranean over here.
That's
just
right.
Ruling.
We have all the seasonings in there. So we are just going to toss all this together, guys.
Yum.
So good.
Right? Now, I mean, you can just do the green beans and the cream of mushroom soup and top it with some onions if
What?
you want to, but why not take
You
it
could
to
make
the
this
next
an entree
level?
right now by throwing in some leftover smoked chicken, and it's like a one-pot meal.
Chef Greg. Jody, will you hand me the spray and the thank you so much.
spray
All
and the sherry.
Last but not least, we're going to hit it with a little bit of cookie cherry, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
can
Yes,
find
sir.
that at your local store, local grocery store.
But Chef Greg, give the folks out there a tip, your number one tip to help them this holiday season, as well as next holiday season in just a month.
There you go.
I would say plan now, right? So plan your menus, see who's cooking everything. So for me right now, I'm going to go ahead and hire Chef John to go ahead and make that delicious bananas Foster cheesecake. Because if you've not tried that one out, you're
So
missing out,
good,
right?
so good.
Don't overcomplicate it. Have fun. Don't try to do everything at the last minute. And ultimately, your friends and family are going to appreciate you and breaking bread and celebrating a meal. But go ahead and plan now. Set your menus. That way, you're
right.
not having to like worry about what's at the store. And
I love it.
If it can go in the freezer or the pantry, yeah,
Shoot you.
don't fight the crowds at the store.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it. All right, there you go, Jody. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the Backyard Beast at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. The last 15 minutes, we are going to top it with some onions. Now, I already have one that I put on. I'll slide this one on
yes.
just for TV purposes. but I already have one that I put on earlier because, I can't make y'all wait. So we're going to go ahead and hit this with those onions.
Now, they got those fried beets. Oh, those taste really, really good. They've also got a couple other fried options out there. And heck, guys, you can put bacon on top of this bad boy.
I like that, Jody.
Fried jalapenos are
Jody,
good.
have you tried the fried beets?
Oh, yeah, they're off the chain.
Are they off the chain?
They're nice and sweet.
Okay. All right, so we just want to get an even cover on this, right? We're going to let it go about 15 more minutes, and then it's going to be ready to go. But I do have that gravy ready.
Look at the capacity of this backyard beast, son.
Yes, sir.
Holy smokes.
We got towels for days, bro.
Looks like Thanksgiving over here.
All right, check out this gravy, y'all. Now, I did one earlier on this, too.
So John did something that he's going to skip over. Don't put a hot pan directly on a cutting board. Put a towel down, right?
Yeah.
We also have those silicone mats available.
Sure do.
Put them down
Look
there.
at the thickness.
Yeah.
The
three C's, baby.
Thickness, Jody. Here, get a little ladle in there, Jody. Spoon that out for the people.
And I'm a fan of like the vegetation staying in the gravy.
Yeah.
Like I like a little
me
chunk
too.
of like the
Me too.
giblets.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, it smells so good.
Oh,
Look at that. Cheese and
schnibbity, snap.
crackers.
That's
And then
looking
that right
good,
there,
my
that's
friend.
what gives it the flavor right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
you can't
sir.
skip on this part.
Uh-uh.
Okay?
Well, then you put that on your plate and you kind of just nibble at it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Gnaw
you're
at
eating
it.
out.
That's
Missing
the
out.
Give it to the baby.
All right, I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and pull this green bean casserole out.
Yes, sir. Because I want to try it.
I know you do. Greg, will you throw me one more towel down, please,
Yeah, buddy.
sir?
Yum.
There you go, bro.
Check that out, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom,
Nice.
shakalaka.
All right, there's only one thing left to do, boys.
Yes, sir.
We got to try this stuff.
Okay.
But also, if you're traveling somewhere, don't sleep out. We've got
Yum.
those resting boxes in large and small. You can wrap this up, stick it in there, take it to the party.
That's
Sure
right.
can.
We got the resting boxes available recteq.com right now. Shout out to all the folks out there
Yo.
in Facebook land, all 56 of
place
y'all.
right
We really do appreciate you. Les Burrell, Aaron Leslie's out there, Aaron Sharp, Jeff Nichols.
Hey.
Shout out to my buddy. Helped me out today, Mr. John Franklin.
Hey, John Frank.
If
Hello.
anybody is in the Augusta, CSRA, Evans area and needs a tow, you've got to hit up All American
Yes.
Towing.
Yes, sir.
John got me out of a bind today. Thank you so much, John, for picking my truck up and taking it to the shop for me. We love you. We thank you, John.
American made.
Yeah, All American
All
Towing.
American.
All American Towing.
God,
American.
John's the greatest. We love you, John. But you guys have actually. This is not going to be nuclear for me to taste, John.
This is
You
not
actually
gonna-
let it cool down a little
And
bit.
we
for
actually
me.
got some plates, Jay. We did fancy because it's
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
oh.
So I got some glass plates today.
Yeah, we got the real stuff.
and some
Cheese and
hard
crackers.
silverware. Look at that.
Speaking of the real stuff, some people have a lot of questions on how to carve a spatchcock turkey.
Let's show
Okay.
them.
It's pretty simple. So the only thing at this point that is connecting the legs to the carcass is a little bit of skin. So you can remove a leg and thigh just like that.
Ooh.
And then right here, you'll notice there's like a little seam. You can cut, right in between here. So if you
Yes.
got like that carnivore that wants that smoked
That's the part I
chicken.
want.
Now what I like to
Yeah.
do for the chicken thighs, I actually take the meat
Cheese and
off of the
crackers.
thigh. Look how juicy this is,
Ugh.
okay? Now we brined this. Look how amazing that is. So for me, I tend to pull the dark meat off and pile it up, and that way it's easier to get a little bite of it. And you can see this is just pulling right off the bone, okay? Because you're not gonna slice this off, okay?
No, but normally what I'll do, Chef Greg, is cut it at that other joint right there, and then it's like another chicken wing. You know, that little thigh bone,
I like it.
right? And yeah, it
The best
works
part
out
about
good.
this cutting board is the hide-a-hatch right there, right?
All right, our good buddy Terry Bodie has a good question for you, Chef John. Could you use an immersion blender for that gravy?
You sure?
And really get it going?
Pulsify it, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was
Or,
really
or do
good.
you like leaving it as is?
I like leaving it as is. I'm like Chef Greg. I like a little of the chunk in there.
Okay.
But if you are going to pulse it, make sure you take those neck bones out. You do not want to run those neck bones through your Vitamix or your food processor. It will mess them up. But yeah, totally appropriate.
Yep. And a lot of folks, you say sriracha powder, and they immediately go, I'm scared of being burned up. How hot?
It's not hot.
Is that sriracha powder?
It's
And
not-
Again, you don't have to use a lot.
It's not hot, and it's more of a flavor than it is a heat. That's how I
Okay.
want you guys to think of it. It's not hot. I got a little bit. It's not hot. It just has that real sriracha-y flavor to it.
That peppery taste,
Yes,
right?
but not the heat from the sriracha. A little bit of heat, but not nothing to scare.
Chipotle would be the spicy one.
There you go. I like it.
I'm gonna put some turkey on the plates for you guys
All
right
right.
here.
Snap.
All right,
I'm gonna
Greg,
get you some dark meat too, don't worry.
I'm going to go ahead and get Jody some.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have
Gravy
any
it up.
questions, put them in the comment section down below. We love y'all. That's from Facebook. Let me check out YouTube because, again, you ladies and gentlemen are also checking us out right now. But we really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, Funday is meant to help y'all out, help get the most out of your recteq pellet grill, to inform you of amazing new products. Because, again, if you're not signed up for the newsletter, which you're really missing out if you're
That's
not.
right.
If you're not signed up for the Facebook groups, you're really missing out. So again, this is just another outlet for us to let you know what's going on and what is available to you. Oh my gosh! Look
And this
at that
turkey
right
is
there.
just dripping for
Yeah,
days.
go
Look
check
how
that out.
drip,
moist this
drip,
is.
dropping.
Beautiful right here. That's the best way to do it. Cut the breast off the carcass. You can slice it. Perfectly cooked. Amazing. Nice little pinking of there. Those oak pellets did their work.
And then again, Chef Greg, you did brine this turkey in the refrigerator, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We went about a pound an hour, so we did this overnight. We made the brine yesterday morning. Put the bird in there. Took it off. Dried it. Put it on the flagship XL with some of that delicious holiday poultry rub.
Jen Grinnell was wondering about that.
Come on.
Real simple.
Let me see. There's some more questions out here. Shout out to everybody. A lot of folks out there in YouTube land. Shane Glasgow likes the all-wheel kit. Shout out to that guy. Todd says we're the home of the ASMR sizzles. Shout out, Todd. Bailey's going to get her or him some of that bacon salt. Sorry, I can't see your picture, Bailey.
Get you some,
I
Bailey.
apologize.
Get you some. Ma'am.
Jen's watching from Minnesota. We
Yeah.
appreciate you, Jen. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the comment section, Joe says our secrets aren't so secret now, are they?
No, sorry. No.
Now, Chef Greg gave his tip for creating the most amazing holiday meal and experience. What's your tip, buddy, while I dig into this delicious
I
food?
love it, Jody. My tip would be, just like Chef Greg, plan ahead. Go ahead and get all of your casserole dishes out. Label inside the casserole dish with one of those yellow sticky pieces of paper what dish, what food items are going to go in that dish. And that way you're not surprised at the very last day where you're like, oh, I don't have a dish for the sweet potato casserole. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just think a little bit ahead. It will save you a ton of time. And remember, it's all about enjoying time with the family, hanging out with friends and loved ones. So as long as you're doing that, I say it's a successful Thanksgiving.
Yep. That'll ensure CPC, clean plate status.
Clean plate status.
Cheese and crackers.
Jody,
ladies
how
and
good
gentlemen.
was that gravy though, right? Tell me, tell the world you're going to make your gravy like this year.
No, I make my gravy like this every year.
See?
But that bacon salt
It really
added
Yeah.
a lot to that that casserole.
so
for
good.
Sure. Holy smokes. And all of the new seasonings did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I love the brine. I love the new rubs. That oak blend, that new oak blend, again, not a lot of folks have that.
Yep.
Great for that game meat, but also amazing for turkey.
Yes, sir.
Those pellets did an amazing job. Holy smokes. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Funday. We try to get the most out of our grills every month.
That's right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, please follow us all on social media. Send us an email. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. I'm Jody Flanagan. You can find me at Barbecue Dad on all social media. Guys, do you have anything to say to the folks before we dip out?
Just remember, take it easy, love one another, be kind to each other out there, and it's the holidays. Put a smile on that face.
That's right.
I thought you were going to go with quality food is quality of life. That's usually the tagline. You let it go on. Don't overcomplicate. Have fun. Ultimately, cooking is about celebrating a great meal with friends and family. And at the end of the day, it's all about camaraderie and family time.
That's right.
Well, we love you. We thank you. We'll see you next month for Fun Day, ladies and gentlemen. From everybody here, we'll see you at the recteq.
Woo! More turkey.
Let's go.
good.
Let's go.
Man, that thing is so juicy and moist.